My name is Candi Ushery. I'm currently a student at the American University in Cairo pursuing a graduate degree in Middle Eastern Studies. Cairo is a hustle and bustle city. There are 20 million people, estimated 20 million people in the city. And I mean, it's been absolutely incredible. You see how efficient it actually runs. The transportation is efficient. The traffic is terrible, but it's something to get used to. And I mean, you just see something new and amazing every day. Every time you think that the country is going to get predictable or that you know what to expect, something incredible happens. The kids my age, they listen to the same music that we listen to. They wear the same clothes and shoes and have the same cell phones. I mean, globalization, Cairo is the place that will truly show you just how incredibly broad globalization has spread. Most of the expatriates live together in sections of the city. One is called Mahdi, one is called Zamalek. Excuse my pronunciation. So generally, these areas are more what you'd be used to. Your same restaurants are there as Cinnabon and Baskin-Robbins and your McDonald's and restaurants. So it's familiar and it's safe. There are churches there. There are different rules, I guess. So for instance, if you're standing in line, someone will come and stand in front of you and pretend that they didn't see you. And when you would politely tell them that there's a line, they say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I mean, they saw you, but they try to, they make it's odd. And then there's no personal space. Someone will literally walk into you and then look at you like you are insane. and it's completely different. No lines. No one holds doors open for you. In Cairo, you forget about the history of Egypt because you're just in the moment and you're just like, okay, there's so many crowds. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. And, you see the cars and you forget the history. But once you're away from it and you see the temples and even the pyramids and you see the carvings and just these ancient temples that have paint on them still from thousands of years ago. I mean, it really takes you back to ancient times, and it reminds you of everything you read about when you were a little kid. People are actually really peaceful there. You don't see many arguments. People don't carry weapons around. And the arguments that you do see, they don't escalate. The crime rate is, I would say, much lower. For a big city, it's incredibly low. The good thing about Egypt is that they have the largest Christian minority in the Middle East at 10%, which is about 8 million people. Some people say it's a little more, which makes them more tolerant. The churches have security, and you are allowed to build a church in Egypt. You have to go through a lot of paperwork, but you are allowed to do it, unlike in some other Middle Eastern countries. And people are really, they're fine with it. They don't try to push anything on you, and it's really very civil. Several of my friends are very, very devout Muslims, and they don't cover. Some of them do. It's increasing, but it's not anything that's forced on you, especially not from the government, not in Egypt. Some countries in the Gulf, of course, it is mandatory, but in North Africa, not so much. A book can only give you so much, but the sights and smells and sounds are what you don't forget. And they're the things that teach you about the country.